What is going on YouTube? Yo soy Arms and I'm back with another YouTube video. I hope you guys are having a fantastic Thursday. Well, I hope you guys had a fantastic Thursday. Thursday is pretty much over with. But I'm currently drinking this soda thing. My mom brought it and it says prebiotics, botanical, plant fiber, non-GM. I don't know. Supposedly on label, it's healthy. I like it. It's nice. 50 calories and stuff. Not bad. No. Oh, there is some sugar. 9. Wait, no, that's fiber. 9 grams of fiber, 4 grams of sugar. It's nice. Just a little carbonated drink. Anyways, as you can see, the accounts are pretty much sitting the same as yesterday. And there, if you watch yesterday's video, you know I took a trade at like 3 o'clock, 3 p.m., which is absolutely crazy. I'm never going to do that ever again. But it happened, and it ended up panning out for us. So that's that. Now, that was a 1,200 trade. Now, I could have traded today. I could have traded today and made like around 250. Um, making around 250 would set my P&L for the day at around like 1,500, pretty much. Um, and honestly, I really just decided to just take the day off of the markets today. I didn't even trade. I didn't wake up. I slept in, which was really nice. And then not really in a rush to pass these accounts, right? In terms of like weekly goals, I passed one account, and these two accounts are sitting very nicely. So hopefully tomorrow, which being Friday, we could get something good and hopefully pass these accounts. If not, we'll maybe pass them Monday, Tuesday. We'll see, right? But I just decided to just take Thursday off because I'm already up 1,200. I could have caught a trade, and then like it ends up hitting my stop loss and I'm down, right? And then it's right. So I'm just not in a hurry. There's really no point. I'm already up for the day for the trading session. So there's that. Okay. Now, let's get started into today's price action. Now, higher time frame narrative. You guys know the dealio. We start on the higher time frame just to see what's going on over here. Now, as you can see, 4-hour fair value gap here with ES. All right, 4-hour fair value gap. Both of the indices are playing inside this 4-hour fair value gap, and as you can see here, we actually have a divergence here, right? So if you were to zoom into the 15-minute or the 5-minute, there's probably going to be some sort of sweep or something, just because as you can see, NQ here actually ended up closing above this 4-hour fair value gap, and then ES kind of just lacked, right? So ES is actually replacing this. So technically, you can see this as well as an imbalanced divergence. But if you go ahead and look at the 15-minute, right, as you can see here, we do have this engineered little high on the 15-minute sitting here, acting out buy side, and this pretty much lines up with the top of the 4-hour fair value gap. So right, we do have buy side sitting out over here, and then for ES, that buy side is going to be sitting right over here. Let me go ahead and mark that out for you guys. Right. So this is buy side here. As you can see, ES did not touch buy side. So we actually do have a higher time frame S&T, right? So we have a higher time frame S&T inside of 4-hour gap here. Now we're also deep in premium, right? We're also way deep in premium. Yesterday I talked about being in somewhat of a market maker model on the 4-hour. Now we could potentially still be in a market maker model on the higher time frame, but again, price always wants to do some little retracement, right? This is not the smoothest, as you can see here, right? We pump up, retrace a little bit, pump up. We might, this right here might be the retracement, and then we might continue higher, as you can see. Kind of just letting price do its thing. Let's see what happens during overnight session, just to confirm if that even may play out, right? So, higher time frame, right? 4-hour here, 15-minute. We did sweep sell side. Buy side. We do have a higher time frame SMT, as you can see on the 15-minute. Now let's go ahead to see if there's actually any trade on the 1-minute. So market opens. Let's go ahead and look at this. Whoa, what is my thing doing? What is my thing doing? Right. So buy side gets taken here on the 15 minute. As you can see here, we also take another sort of, this buy side here on the 1 minute as well. This gets taken. Right. And we just honestly just keep taking buy side. But you have to remember we're also inside a 4-hour for value gap, right? So if you keep your eyes on the 4-hour for value gap, right, at this point in time, we're up ahead, right? We're up ahead of the 4-hour for value gap, and it's looking like it's going to close, and it did, right? Now, on ES actually never closed above the fair value gap here, as you can see. And that's what pretty much caused this SMT. Yeah, so that's what pretty much causes SMT here. So we do have buy side here, and this pretty much just gets swept here as well, right? So we just keep sweeping buy side, right? Now the fact I think shorts here definitely are the move. Reason being, we're just so high up in premium, right? Or if anything, if you wanted a long, I think you would definitely wait for the retracement to happen first. So the retracement actually happens here, right, at around 11 a.m. As you can see, we actually come back down to this hourly for value gap, and kind of just retrace back into that. We also take out this sell side sitting down over here. Now, let me go ahead and draw a standard deviation. Let me go see how that works. Oh, nice. So as you can see here, standard deviation actually lining up here with this negative 2.5. There's also this, this little small engineered sell side sitting on the hourly. So this is also really nice to see. So right, you could also use standard deviation to play the retracements, or it just not always, right? It should give you a general idea of where potential may want to draw to. Obviously, you do need some more confluences. You don't just want to slap it on and be like, oh yeah, price going that way. That's not how it works, buddy. I wish that's how it worked. Now, so we got that, right? So we have the higher time frame narrative. We're going into the 1 minute just to confirm, if price really wants to move. Now, if you go ahead and look on the 5 minute, we do have a 5 minute change of state of delivery sitting at down over here, right? So this is the 5 minute change of state of delivery, as you can see. Now, there is a setup on the 5 minute. There's actually 2 setups here on the 5 minute. First one being, right, change of state of delivery. You also have this 5 minute for value gap here, kind of gets retraced back into it, which is really nice. I'm gonna go ahead and delete this for you guys, right? And then you also do have another 5 minute for value gap sitting here that we do retrace back into it. If you're more of a market structure shift kind of guy, as you can see, right? So here is your market structure shift, right? So this is the 2 really nice setups on the 5 minute, really clean. Could have entered something like this. Let me see, this is 25 points. Okay, this is 30 points. It's whatever, right? So you could have entered something like this, and then you obviously do have a bunch of, just liquidity just resting here that you could potentially target. There might be a 15 minute for value gap too that you may be able to target. Yeah, so here it is, right? We do have a 15 minute for value gap. So this would have been a nice TP here as well, because we don't know if price just wants to, retrace back here and then continue up higher, right? So this would have been a nice TP here as well. Now in terms on the 1 minute, let's go ahead and see if there's actually any setup on the 1 minute. Let's go ahead and leave that 5 minute change of state of delivery just because I do really like that. Let's go ahead and look on the 1 minute. Okay, here we go. So on the 1 minute, what do we have here? So we have this little gap, which is that just me, or this might just be that? Okay, so we have this here. We do have an inversion here, as you can see. So this is actually Justin's Forever model. If you guys watch that, it is basically a inverse for value gap, right? So inverse for value gap here is getting ran through, as you can see. Now the most important thing is, I think he likes to throw in a change of state of delivery here as well with his model. The most important thing is the retracement back to the inverse to continue lower, right? And then he'll probably throw in standard deviation here as well, which is just an extra confluence thing, or not a confluence, just like, okay, well, this is the standard deviation and price may want to draw towards here, right? It just gives him a general idea. So this is actually Dude, I'm like talking fast. I'm like out of breath. I need to calm down a bit. Oh, let me get a drink. Hold up. Nice. Okay. So, as I was saying, this is pretty much Justin's forever model, right? It offers a retracement here. So this is also a really nice trade. As you can see here, right, this is a 5 minute change of state of delivery. So you maybe probably could have entered something like this, and then just continue to targeting maybe -2 to 2.5 standard deviation. Let's go ahead and draw that just to see where it is. Right, so here's the peak, and then the highest pullback, which is pretty much this, as you can see. So standard deviation would be down over here. The lowest pullback. Would it be here? No, I don't think it would be here. I think this pullback is definitely way too. Is this? I think pullback, bump. This might be it here. Yeah, it's the lowest pullback, right? So it'd be here, which is nice, right? So this lines up pretty, as you can see here, -2 to -2.5. I think this is the same thing as I did on the 15-minute, right? So that's nice to see. That's all really cool stuff to see. So this is, I think this might be, if you caught shorts around this area, I do think that was definitely the best trades of the day. Right, because this is pretty much A plus, as you can see. We're deep in premium. We bunch of buy side swept. We do have a higher time frame SMT. We have a inverse for value gap here that got inversed. You honestly could have even entered off of this inverse, which is just nice, right? Right. So 25 points sitting at right around here. You would have been a little bit of drawdown, a little bit of chop, but it ends up playing out really nicely. So let's go ahead and continue on. Now, in terms of continuation models, I kind of don't like playing continuation models, but as you can see here on the 5 minute, there's nothing really going on here, right? Yeah, I don't think there's much going on here for continuation models. I tend to definitely try to stay away from them. I tend to have FOMO, and I'm just like, oh yeah, I see a 1 minute tap in, and I'm in there like swimwear. It never works out nicely for me, so I just tend to just stay completely far away from those. Let's go ahead and see what happens once we touch sell side, and we're actually touching this 4 hour for value gap here. Right, so we have a higher time frame PD array sitting down over here. We also swept a bunch of sell side, as you can see. Now on the 5 minute, which is really nice here, pretty clean stuff going here on the 5 minute for some longs, right? So at this point in time, price is retraced on the higher time frame. We are still pretty bullish, right? The fact that we're kind of respecting this 4 hour here. Let me go ahead and see where that range is, right? Now in terms of the range, right? So the highest point. Yeah, so as you can see here, so pretty much equilibrium of this range. I mean, you can drag it down to be down here a little bit as well. It would be the same thing. Let me see how I'll look down over here. Yeah, no, right. So the higher time frame, this is pretty much the range we're currently playing in. So basically retraces back to equilibrium as well, which is also really nice to see. So we come back down, right, on the 5 minute. On the 5 minute, this is absolutely crisp to a T, right? Clean 2022 ICT model, right? You have your market structure shift sitting out over here on the 5 minute, right? Market structure shift. We have an expansion candle through the market structure shift, offering fair value at a discount price, right? We retrace back into it, right? So discount to premium sequence, as you can see here. You could have, possibly entered off of like one of these candle flips or something. Just stop loss a little bit under the fair value gap just to give you some wiggle room. And then you do have a crap ton of liquidity just resting over here just at these highs. Obviously, you could have scaled, right? Obviously, let me go see what this is. Yeah, so right here, this is 61 points, which is crazy. Let me go see what this is down over here. This is 35 points, right? Okay, yeah. So you have a bunch of, just a bunch of targets here. So this actually would have been really nice to see, but this is already around 12:35. This is already around 12:30. So this is pretty much power hour, as you can see. So throughout the day, though, throughout the day, I really do think if you didn't catch this move here, um, you probably could have gone in a continuation to go lower for the most part. But I think this was definitely the move, right? If you wanted to catch this right here, you definitely had to been in here really early, from around like 7 to that 5 o'clock one. I mean, that 5 minute that I showed you guys earlier, so around like 8 o'clock, from like 7 to 8 was really nice. So you have this right on the 5 minute. Now, in terms of the 1 minute, is there actually any sort of entry model here? Let me go ahead and check. So on the 1 minute, right, time is fractal. So for the most part, it is going to appear the same, as you can see, right? For value gap here, for value gap, for value gap here, we also do have an inversion sitting out over here. That price is also considered a BPR for the most part. But I'm gonna just draw another fair value gap here. Retrace back into it. So you honestly could have entered off of this fair value gap, off of this inverse, stop loss around this area, and then you could have targeted, some of these highs sitting at over here, which is really nice. Let me go ahead and see if there's some sort of SMT down here. I don't see any SMT. There is an SMT down here, very small on the 1 minute, which is pretty nice to see as well. Small SMT here after touching the 4-hour gap. Okay, so we come up, offering for value here, retrace back into it, retouching this twice. Now, this would have been really nice if we actually sweep this. So it would have been something like this. That would have been really nice as well to see. But for the most part, obviously we're respecting this 1 minute for value gap. If you have a clean singular for value gap here that gets inverse with really nice momentum, you could have entered off of this and then obviously target some of these highs sitting out over here. So really two golden opportunities here in terms of trades, right? So early in the morning and around power hour ish, right? This is around 11 a.m. I don't know if anyone's really trading around that time, but yeah, that is, wow. Actually, today was really nice if you caught, around these two areas. I definitely do see you having some trouble here during this move right here, right? But yeah, that is pretty much it for this video, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you guys so much for sticking through the end of the video. Really close to 300 subscribers, man. You guys have been absolutely killing it. For the most part, I've been stuck at like 230 for the past month. Over the past two videos, you guys have given me 30 something subscribers. Right now I think we're at like 260, which is absolutely crazy to see. Thank you guys so much, ladies and gentlemen. And yeah, that is pretty much it for this video. Hopefully we could catch a banger trade tomorrow past these two accounts. If not, it'll go on to next week. Again, no hurry. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed. I will see you guys in the next YouTube video. Peace.